Okay. This is a little awkward. Uh, wow. So, hi. Remember me? Your friendly neighborhood Bad Millennial Liz. Back from the dead. Well, really back from a 5-month creative hiatus. Okay, listen. I know disappearing for that long is a very toxic situationship behavior. And for that, I owe y'all an explanation. So let's address the elephant. Where have I been? What happened? And why am I suddenly popping up like the dude who ghosted you but still watches your IG stories? Honestly, life has been lifing, okay? Between just the political era of it all, trying to find a social life, and just existing as a millennial in this economy, I had to hit pause. But I really missed this and I've missed you guys. Yes, you specifically. And I promise I am back and I'm ready to be my usual chaotic yet slightly insightful, wiser self. So, whether you're new here or you've been patiently waiting, I thank you so much for sticking around. And what better way to come back than with a little love? Because today we're celebrating the real love stories of our lives, female friendships. So buckle up, besties, because this is going to be a good one. Welcome back. Happy Galentine's Day, my bad millennials. Got you a little something. Whether you're celebrating with your besties, treating yourself to some well deserved self love, or just here to talk pop culture and friendships, this episode is for you. First of all, let's give credit where it's due. Shout out to Leslie Knope for coining the term Galentine's Day back on Parks and Recreation in 2010. It actually, if you didn't know this, started out as a fictional holiday where she gathered her best friends for brunch, her best girlfriends. And honestly, that's realer than Valentine's Day at this point because, to be honest, romantic relationships come and go. Situationships are horror shows, but the real love stories of our lives definitely are female friendships. So that's what today's episode is all about, celebrating our besties, our soulmates, and maybe even dragging a few toxic friendships along the way. So grab a mimosa, coffee, whatever is fueling you today, and let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the most iconic female friendships in pop culture. The rides or dies that we love. Let's start with Living Single. We got Khadijah, Max, and Claire, Regine, all from Living Single. And Living Single actually walked so Sex and the City could run. We need to acknowledge that way more often. They hyped each other up, roasted each other, but at the end of the day, the sisterhood was very much real. So that's my first question for y'all. Which living single character are you? You know? Next, we have Abby and Alana from Broad City. So when I finally watched the show, I just binged it. Like, this is like the female friendship we all want. Chaotic, hilarious, and extremely supportive. Alana would risk her life for Abby, no hesitation. Um, like, do we remember the scene where she literally holds Abby's used tampon in a public bathroom? Because that's what friends do. That's true love. That's true love right there. And of course, we have, you know, a huge, amazing pop culture female friendship that's still going to this day. Obviously, we have Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. They are the best, most kind of underrated besties in the industry. Kelly's been writing for Beyonce since Destiny Child days. Beyonce makes sure that we all see our Kelly Rowland, our beautiful brown skinned girlfriends, every award show, every speech, every birthday. I mean, even yesterday was Kelly's 44th birthday, and Beyonce is still out there reminding us that Kelly Rowland is that girl, you know. And having such a supportive girlfriend like that, you couldn't ask for any better, like, honestly. So, are you the Beyonce in your relationship? The Kelly, you know? Um, or maybe the Michelle? I'm sure Michelle is, like, close with them, but, Beyonce and Kelly go way back to the very, very beginning. So, but yeah, who are you and the Destiny Child of your relationships? And finally, I want to talk about pop culture frenemies and betrayals because not all friendships are built to last. Um, there are some like exhausting pop culture friendships that are like low key toxic, even when they try to convince us otherwise. Um, I hate to talk about this one because I do think that they are like meant to be and like they are the best girlfriends, but Issa and Molly in Insecure, honestly, this one hurt because they were so real, but in the middle of it, like their friendship got way too competitive, way too petty. Um, and sometimes that happens in like real life too. Like, I'm sure there's a lesson in there somewhere. Our biggest competition should be ourselves, and we should always be trying to level up ourselves and getting over that insecurity or making that insecurity our power. But you know, when Molly was doing good and had her like high powered lost job, Issa was, jealous and petty and try to bring her down. I mean, we all remember Broken Pussy, okay? Iconic rap, but like, damn, Issa, you really didn't have to hit Molly where it hurts. And then when Issa was finally getting, on her feet and throwing block parties and having all types of men in her life, Molly was like, you know what, you were too full of yourself and you don't know who you are anymore. And that's why Lawrence left your ass. Like, they both knew each other so well that they knew exactly where to throw the barbs and the digs that hurt the most. So love them for life. Feel like I'm an Issa, but I definitely think that there are a lot of lessons to learn and not repeat in their love story. But also, doesn't that represent a lot of female friendships? Like, it can be messy, it can be insecure, it can be sometimes hurtful, and we just don't understand each other. But the biggest thing is like, always come back together and talk to each other, be honest, and don't let the men or the work or the crazy life issues get in the way of a friendship where someone's truly going to be there for you. Even when they kind of hate your ass, they will always love you down, 10 toes down. Um, Another really weird pop culture friendship that, I mean, I didn't really get into Gossip Girl like that, but Serena and Blair, they spent like half the show betraying each other and the other half pretending that it never happened. Kind of reminds me of Euphoria too, which I wonder if they're ever gonna film again. But was it Maddie and the other mean girls? Like, oh, the one who like stole the boyfriend, the blonde girl. Sydney Sweeney plays this character, but you know who I'm talking about. Like, Sydney Sweeney last like stole the boyfriend and like was also pretending that she was best friends with the girl still. And they're low key like ruining each other's lives out of, I don't know, competition, boredom, drugs. That show's crazy, but that's like a top tier toxic. They should never, ever, ever talk to each other ever again because they are literally not just stabbing in the back, but stabbing in the heart, the throat, the head, like absolutely insane uh types of warfare that these female friends are having. So yeah, Gossip Girl and Euphoria definitely go down as like the most toxic uh female friendships in pop culture. So tell me, if you could join one pop culture friend group, who would it be? Drop it in my DMs, tag me on IG at Bad Millennial Pod.
Yes.
Let me know. Because I'm curious. Or who are you in a pop culture friend group, you know? Are you the Beyonce to the Kelly? Are you the Molly to the Issa? Let me know. So let's shift gears a little bit and put pop culture aside for a minute and talk about the real life female friendships. They're different, they hit deeper, and honestly, making friends as an adult is like dating, but even harder. So, there's like different categories of friends that we have. There's the hype woman who gas you up like it's her full time job. Then there's the therapist friend who's always ready to listen to your drama, even though she's going through her own mess. We're all guilty of overusing those friends, and we should thank them and love them even more. And then there's the disappears when she gets a man friend. uh, y'all know who I'm talking about. So y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. And if you don't know, you might just be that friend. Just saying. Um, so, there's like so many different types of friends that we have. And honestly, we need them all. Just cherish them all. There's so many other categories I'm sure they're out there. Like the one who just wants to party, the one who like always has trouble going on and needs you to hold her down, or the one who's always going to be there for you, you know. And so like out of those different types of friends we have, there are definitely like friendship red flags and green flags. Like some are, pure friendships, right? And others are like pure chaos. So let's talk about the red and green flags. Like, so this one, like, I was thinking of, they only hit you up when they need something. Oh my gosh. Like, that is a red flag I've experienced in like every phase of my life since I can remember having a friend. And you're always like grateful that they reach out to you because you haven't heard from them otherwise. But then you're also like, dang, when is it going to be my turn when they like ask me what's going on, or like if they want to hang out with me just to be with me instead of like telling me, oh, could you help me with this? Or, oh, I have to tell you about this boy drama, like honestly, those types of red flags make you feel like they could be talking to a wall and they would treat the wall better than you. And so I find it as I get older, it's easier to identify those types of friendships because even like looking back in your text history or your Instagram DMs, like, were you the one who was like reaching out to them to hang out every time and they never respond? Or when they hit you up, it's just like, oh, I need this. I need. It's all about me, 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 me. And you really have to like sit yourself down and be like, okay, do you really get anything out of this? Like, okay, maybe you are a person who helps other people and likes to be needed, but when are you going to also be the one who needs help and they're not the person you can rely on? So I think it's a form of self-care identifying those types of friends, the ones that only hit you up when they need something, and put them in that box or weed them out of your life. Because honestly, I don't love it when I just feel used up in a friendship. I love it when like we're giving equally to each other, like I've got their back and they've got mine. And it's just like a true back and forth, real love, like they actually care about you type of friendship. So, another red flag, they get weirdly competitive about your wins. Like you've got some good news and they like automatically have to like top it with theirs. Or, you, went on a date and oh well they've gone on a date and they got this present or something. You've got a promotion, well, oh they're, running the whole department or something. Like they just always have to one up you. And that's like a red flag because like, well, wait, you're not even celebrating my win in general. You're just like somehow super insecure and just automatically calling out whatever you can to make yourself seem better than me. And it's like, that makes me super insecure. Because now it's like, well, if I share you my good news, then it's not enough. It'll never be enough because in their eyes, they're the ones who have to be better. They're the ones who have to win. And I feel like in friendships, there is no winners or losers. Like we should all be winners because we have each other and we love each other. I think that the best friendships are when you feel like you're a team and, you know, you're working together and you're, supporting each other and you're always there for each other. It shouldn't be like a competition. It should never be that way. Because obviously there's something missing in them if they're just like not even happy for your good news and your blessings. So check out on those red flags and make sure you don't have any of those in your friends group. Um, Especially like we're millennials and we're growing older and older. Like we need to have the true blue green flags in our relationships. And that includes some green flags like they check in on you just because, they hit you up because they want to know how you're doing. They want to make sure that you're all right and they're actually interested in you. Like they want to make sure that life's going good and that they're still connected with you. And they don't want anything back from them. Like they're not calling because they need a favor or because, you know, they want to one up you on something, hearing about your life. Like they call on you because they care about you and they love you. Huge green flag. Everyone should have that in their friendships. Another green one, which could be a little controversial, but they call you out when you're wrong, but in a way that helps you grow. I think like having a friend or any type of relationship where they're always your yes man and like bigging you up even though you're wrong, like that's actually more hurtful than helpful. I of course always relate this back to pop culture, but like when your friends are your fans, how do you know when you're actually doing bad on something? And like, of course, we should always have people around us who support us and love us, but like if we can't even like accept criticism, like how are we supposed to grow and be better than we were yesterday? And I think when that calling out is done in like love, and like absolutely wishing the best for you, that is so much more constructive and helpful for you to become a better person, become a better friend, daughter, sister, mother, than if you have like fans saying yes to you for everything. And like that doesn't create deeper relationships or friendships. I I definitely think that that's a green flag friend that is hard to find because we always want to just like get along with each other, um and just like have a good time and everything, but sometimes you need someone to like talk to you for real and like have that real you know feedback because we do need like help and advice from people, and why not get it from the people who know us best and who like want the best for us. So those are some of my green and red flags. And I hope you have more green flags in your friendships this Galentine's Day and beyond than red flags. But yeah, think about that. Are you more green flag than red flag friend yourself? Examine your own friendship behavior too. And what's like some of the biggest red flags that you have in your friendships or green flags? For getting rid of those red flags, that's so hard because like friendship breakups are so intense and they sometimes hurt more than losing a partner. But the thing is that it's okay to outgrow people. You know, People are here for a season, a reason, or a lesson, and that's okay. Um, and sometimes you patch things up. Sometimes you send a little hope you're well text in 5 years and keep it pushing. I've like recently connected with people I haven't talked to in like or seen in 2 years, and it's just like picking up where we left off. Not that it was a red flag or anything, but again, just like my unfortunate creative hiatus from this podcast, life gets in the way. People get married, people move, people have new jobs, things happen. And if they're true friends, they'll continue to show you more green flags and why they belong in your life and why you should keep them around. At the end of the day, friendships are some of the most real love stories of our lives. So if you have a bestie, a sister friend, or even just like one solid person in your corner, send them a little thank you for existing text today. They deserve it. And if you loved this episode, send it to your bestie. Tag me at Bad Millennial Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Threads. And also, let's keep this convo going. I've got the Facebook page up and kind of running. And Substack, you can always subscribe to for even more deep thoughts on this. But yeah, this episode was really a Galentine's love letter to all of my faithful listeners. Thank you for coming back to the pod. And, I'll see you next time with the same Bad Millennial chaotic energy. Thank you so much for tuning in, and talk to you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Bad Millennial. If you like this episode, make sure to leave a rating and a review and subscribe so you never miss an episode. DM and follow me at Bad Millennial Pod on Instagram and tweet me on Twitter at _Bad Millennial_ for even more relatable millennial content.